How we doing today, guys? And today I wanted to talk about a book that I finished reading recently. This is actually maybe a bit more of a special book that I read. It is a book made by a friend I had back in high school. He posted about it on his Instagram, and I'm all for supporting local creators and people I know. So I read, I keep calling it A War for Redwater, but it's just War for Redwater, A Tattered Past. It is by Timothy Green, a guy I knew back in high school. It is his first book published. I bought it off Amazon. I know he's looking to get it in other stores and other things, but right now he's very focused on getting all the products out for it. So, congratulations on your first book release, Tim. And I wish you the best in all your endeavors in making these books, and I'm excited to see what you do next. But this is a review, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the likes I had, some of the dislikes I had, what I think could be improved, and what I'm hoping to see in his eventual second book. And I really hope you do keep pushing out the books that you want to create and the ideas you want out there. So, first up, thing I did enjoy is it wasn't bad. Like that's a worry. I think if you pick up a new person's book, you're worried, am I going to be bored out of my mind? I was not bored out of my mind. I enjoyed the book. I thought it was a fun read. Pretty simple read. There are some things I'd love to see fixed, and I want to encourage him to fix them because I want his books to be as amazing and the best that they can be. But overall, pacing wise, was relatively fine. I thought maybe it was going a bit fast, but that can be something you like in a book. I've been reading a lot of slow paced books. I'm going straight to The Hobbit, where good old I was gonna say J.R. I don't know why I'm derping on his name. Yeah, it's J.R.R. Tolkien. Spends so much time describing everything. This is more like Silver and the Bone, a book I read recently. I put a review up about that. Where it's more focused on the characters and the stuff happening to them, so it's keeping its pace up. If you want to know, the setting is, for me, I saw him mention Warhammer 40k, but it's like you take like a little bit of Avatar mixed in with like a little bit of like, since I've been playing Final Fantasy recently, Final Fantasy 14, where you have fantasy versus technology. It does get a little gruesome at times, so there is going to be some deaths that are described pretty gruesomely, usually later in the book, mixed with, I think that's a good mixture. I think that's the idea to think of, is one faction's very heavily technology based, one faction is very sort of fantasy-ish, because I don't remember them ever being described as using weapons other than swords and spears and the like. And then some of the other characters have avatar style powers, so you have a guy with earth, wind, fire, water. You'll see all those powers pop up throughout the book. Towards things that I would have liked to see improved. I don't really get why people have powers, and I don't know if he's looking to explain that in the second book or not. So it is one of the threads that I would like to see pulled. I do think some of the side characters, I don't know if I got enough backstory on them. There's a character called Enrique. I feel like I'm supposed to care about the guy, and we got a tidbit description of who he was in his past, but I would like to see some of the characters explored more. I think this book was very focused on the main character, Tim, and the struggles he's dealing with the main villain, Alan, as he's trying to pretty much torture Tim because he has this ability to go back in time, which you know from the beginning. But yeah, I would like to see some of these side characters explained, because like there's some interactions too that I'm like, I don't get why this is happening the way it is. Like there's a character named Douglas, and he meets these people for the first time, and at the end he's like, yeah, fist bump, bro. And it's like, they don't even know that guy. Like, I mean, he did just show them something cool, but I don't know if that's how that would go. But overall, I thought it was fun. You can definitely tell that there is some influence from Tim's time. I think he states that he was in the military for a bit on the back, so I can see that as being a military kid. There's a lot of more descriptions that might seem weird to people, but it is how a military sort of works, and that's fun to see. His characters have fun motivations, and it's intriguing because since there is this element of time, Tim can play with certain characters' deaths, and then we get to see them again, and we'll probably get to see the effects of that if characters are remembering these time loops, which it seems like at least one of them is. So it'll be interesting to see like what happens with all these time loops overall. Um, let's see, was there any other things that I had issues with or things that I thought could improve? I don't think there's a ton more that I thought could improve. Maybe some more description of the world. I don't really get the layout of the world. I get the like journey they took, but I don't understand why I should care for Redwater, the world, I guess. So maybe I would like to see, and it might not be as popular of a book, but a book that expands the world that we're in and the people that we're dealing with, because I want to have reasons to care for Tim and his party of, I guess it's going to be four again. I have no idea. Based off what happened at the ending, we're left with a lot of questions and a lot of intrigue going into the next book. So, and that's good because that makes you entertained. Obviously, Tim plans for this to be a longer series, so it'll be interesting to see. Um, Outside of that, I think I would also love to see Tim directly to you for your writing to enhance a bit, because I think sometimes you spend time saying, hey, Tim thinks this. And I guess because of the books that I read, especially because I've read recently, or I guess it hasn't been that recently, but The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie, he's very known for his character descriptions, that I would like to see more subtlety put into it almost. Like, give us an action that Tim does that comes across as, oh, Tim's pissed, rather than just straight telling me Tim's internal feelings. Unless that's how you feel like writing, that's fine. I didn't have a huge issue with it. I was just thinking I'd rather it be done a little more artistically. Um, but overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun way through. It's an intriguing world. I like Final Fantasy, so I love the whole technology versus fantasy aspect of this story. I enjoyed Avatar as a kid, so I would love to understand where these powers are coming from that certain characters get to use, and why one person has a fire power, why someone, and that can all be explained through, it seems like, a character called Samantha. We'll see how much we see Samantha in the upcoming books, but I think those are like the main things I would love to see explored. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely willing to give the next book a read. I don't think this is a bad book. If you were to give the book a rating, I guess you could say it sits somewhere. If you do it at a 5, I'd say maybe like a 3, 3.5. If you're sitting it at a 10, I think it sits at a nice 7. Nice 7, maybe 8 if you really enjoy it, which you could, and I highly recommend you sit down and read the book. It's not too long. It's 250 pages long. It's a pretty easy read, so you can get through it pretty quick. I'm just a slow reader, so even though this book came out, I think, a month or two ago, I just got to finishing it. So who knows how long it'll take me to finish The Hobbit. But overall, it's really cool to see you doing this, Tim. Keep chasing your dreams, just like me making videos, bro. You just got to do what you love, and obviously do it as fast or as quick as you can without putting yourself in any kind of harm or any financial harm or anything like that. So other than that, there's just a lot of love to you, bro. Congratulations on your first book, and please, as I said, go give War for Redwater. Ooh, A War for Redwater, a Tattered Past, a read. Its main version is in a soft cover, but Amazon has a way to get it in hardcover, so I got it in a little hardcover because it cost a bit more, and I want to support my man a bit more. So other than that, Tim, like I said, much love, and y'all have a good one and enjoy your day.